I'm sure most of you would agree with me that 2020 was a pretty hectic year. I mean, it has been unprecedented times in our family life, but also in work lives. And actually, with all things considered, it seems as though Azimut has had a very successful period. You know, after many years of working with a designer called Stefano Regini, a man who has designed endless yachts for Azimut and has actually had a huge influence on how they've presented themselves, they've made quite a courageous step to start building a new relationship with a designer called Alberto Mancini. And he's definitely brought some fresh ideas to the table. So why don't we check some of them out and see what Mr. Mancini has done for this renowned Italian shipyard.
Starting things off, the Flybridge 78. And for this yacht, Azimut have focused on creating incredible levels of privacy by separating the guest and crew flows. And to be honest, I think this is one of her leading qualities, providing ample space for both crew and guests without any overlap. Now, past the sliding door of the lounge into the helm station, literally all of the crew quarters are here on the forward side. There's even a door out onto the gangway so they don't have to go through the lounge to get to the main aft deck. Down past this helm station galley space is the crew cabin. This can actually be split into two cabins for some added privacy, which I'm sure will be well appreciated by the crew. Further aft into the guest cabins on the lower deck, they've managed to squeeze in a very impressive amount considering her size. 3 very generous guest cabins and of course a full beam owner suite which looks like it'd be very comfortable. One feature that I particularly like are these mirrors that with the press of a button your TV will appear. Now this is quite a handy feature to keep things clean and tidy. As much as we all love watching Netflix, TVs aren't exactly the most beautiful things to look at. The cabins are all very nicely styled with the classic curves and soft colours of Achille Salvagni. I particularly like the work done in the lounge on the main deck, dropping the traditional dining and living spaces and creating one big open space with a very free layout. A handy feature here, which is actually optional, is this coffee table. This can be raised to make a dining table. Now, of course, you can just get the dining table option if you like, but I think this is a much more versatile option. They've used extensive amounts of carbon composite on this yacht, allowing for a much bigger leeway of use all the way up to the Flybridge, which is huge and has pretty much everything you'd want. She's powered by 3 Volvo Penta IPS propulsion units, and one can choose between 3 900 horsepower or 3 1000 horsepower engines, with a varying top speed of 31 to 33 knots. But the benefits of this propulsion system are endless: better maneuverability, increased comfort and efficiency, and even more usable space due to such a compact engine room. This really is a great system, and it's completely integrated with the Garmin monitoring system for ease of use. Literally from the propellers, the engine data, alarms, sound systems, aircon, it's all accessible now from these monitors. What that means is that if you have a problem, you can go straight to Volvo Penta, as they've collaborated with Garmin, and they'll sort everything out, all done in one, super easy. The Azimut Grande S10 might just be one of my new favourite yachts. As the new flagship of the S range and a member of the Grande range, she really is the whole package. She was launched at the Cannes Yachting Festival in September of 2019, alongside her little sister the S8, which is also a spectacular yacht, and actually won the Best Evolution Product Award at the World Yachts Trophies. I'm not going to get into her today, but it's really worth checking out if you like the S10. Carbon composites play a huge role in many of their yachts, but particularly the S range, as it's essential in keeping the weight down, but also to optimize the interior heights so as not to compromise the yacht's sleek profile. Whilst the S10 features a full beam swim platform, she also features an almost invisible flybridge. This can be accessed by these very sleek looking steps, which Mancini called the carbon spine. These stairs seem to anchor the internal part of the cockpit, which is actually recessed and protected by the overhang of the flybridge. Then up 2 or 3 steps heading aft and you've got this great open space which can be used for whatever you want, as the furniture is freestanding. Forward of this protected outdoor seating area through a set of sliding doors to what would traditionally be the lounge area is the dining area. What they've done here is actually pretty cool. There's another set of sliding doors which are curved to create the sense of more space leading into the lounge. These 2 doors can be opened and closed at will, creating an incredibly flexible space with a great indoor-outdoor vibe. I also really like the fact that they put the same teak paneling on the ceiling here. She's also got some cool features like the electrochromic glass skylight, as well as a very aesthetic use of LED lights throughout the design. Another first on this yacht is the integrated glass bridge designed in partnership with Simrad Noviop. This is a very nifty piece of engineering that allows the captain to customize the display of all the monitoring and navigating information for a more intuitive and user-friendly setup. Under the hood, so to speak, she features an active trim control by Humphrey. This controls the balance during navigation and reduces hydrodynamic resistance to optimize fuel consumption. She also features an electronic-powered steering system by Seastar that's similar to that of a high-performance sports car. And engine-wise, her two 2,600 horsepower MTUs power the S10 to a top speed of 35 knots. It's needless to say that the S10 is an absolute beauty. She comes with all the bells and whistles one could ever hope for and goes way beyond the expectations of a production line yacht of this size. The new Verve 47 is a pretty considerable upgrade from the previous Verve 40. I mean, they're clearly built to be very functional and fast yachts. This is going to be one serious day boat. I've been reading quite a bit about center consoles lately. They've got a huge following in the US, and I can see why. They're extremely functional boats. Although this is a pretty different take on the US center consoles that are more commonly used as fishing boats. But it's a really wonderful combination of this American functionality and some pretty incredible Italian styling. And crikey does it sound like she goes. With four 450 horsepower Mercury racing outboards, she'll bang out a top speed of 50 knots. But she also handles extremely well with these high speeds. This is a pretty key piece of innovation designed by Michael Peters. His V-stepped hull, which has a central stern tunnel, ventilates the hull and dramatically improves the stability when turning. What's cool is that if you're behind the wheel at the helm station, you're fully immersed into its thrill with these huge hull side windows. The cockpit has some pretty interesting qualities as well. The central flooring piece, for example, has multiple height settings, where at its highest level it'll be a coffee table. Then one down they say it can be a large lounger, but unfortunately there isn't an image of this. And at its lowest point, well, it's just open floor space. And then for even more space, a section of the port side gun wall can be lowered to make a little terrace. I must say, one of the things I like about the yacht is its asymmetrical deck layout. I guess it allows for much more efficient use of space for the seating. Below deck, this is really where she shines over other similar boats. I mean, there's a remarkable amount of living space from these two cabins and the central social area. The twin cabin might be a bit tight, but that's to be expected of a boat that's less than 15 meters. They've also created a very nice outdoor entertainment area with a grill, a stove, a fridge freezer, as well as a TV, which to be honest, I'd hope wouldn't be used that frequently. Anyway, it's no surprise that she was such a hit at the Miami Yacht Show. She seems to have all you'd need in one exhilarating little package. Azimut has made quite a big step forward with the soon-to-be released tri-deck. They've created some incredible spaces while ensuring she stays under 300 gross tons. With dimensions which are barely 7% larger than her little sister, this 38-meter SUV of the seas is a whopping 25% more voluminous. She's just a much fuller yacht, allowing for the possibility of a full third deck. The project, which was first announced at the Cannes Yachting Show back in 2019, will be the largest line of yachts Azimut has ever built, offering a number of layouts with either 5 or 6 guest cabins. Much like the other models in this line, the focus on life outdoors is very strong. The spectacular beach club hidden behind the hydraulic door is a feature otherwise visible on much larger yachts. Alberto Mancini, the man who designed the exterior as well as the general concept, has rethought the layout of the yacht, allowing for a much more natural flow. By moving the dining area to the upper deck, the entirety of the main deck can be dedicated to the social side of yachting. And actually, Mancini has done something quite interesting here. By using a split level deck at the stern, like we've seen on the S10, he's created a number of outdoor areas, including a sort of terrace, as well as an extra, more private patio.
Unfortunately, I have had to cut myself off there as I could go on and on. They really have had a great year. They even had their own little boat show in the Viareggio shipyard in September, with all of the troops lined up from the Atlantis line to the Grande collection, and of course the star of the show, the Magellano 25 meter. Now I think I'm going to dedicate a whole vlog to the Magellano 25 meter, as well as their up and coming 30 meter project, as they both seem like very special yachts, and I think they deserve their own stage.